I think we're about 30 seconds away from beginning this devotion. So grab your cup of coffee and get ready, and we'll start here in about a few seconds. Well, it's a good morning to all of you out here in Mount Gilead land. It's good to see some names coming up, and man, it's just great to be able to be fellowship with you in this way. It's July 28th, Tuesday, and the weather's nice out there today after the rainstorm that we had yesterday. And looking forward to what God has for us today, for sure. I'm Terry Christ. I'm the semi-retired pastoral minister at Church of Mount Gilead. And so I want to share some good things with you today. The book of Philippians, remember, was written by the Apostle Paul while he was in prison. Now, as I read you these words, I want you to remember something. He was sitting on some dirty, filthy prison floor with no amenities and very little to eat, probably no place to go to the restroom, just a terrible situation. And here is the Apostle Paul talking to the Philippian church, and he says, chapter 4, verse 4, "Rejoice in the Lord always. And I will say it again, rejoice." Think about that. "Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition and thanksgiving, present your requests to God." Listen to that spirit. Listen to the attitude as he conveys to us. And he says, if we do this, then the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Oh, wow. We need our hearts and our minds guarded in this time, don't we? We're in a prison, but a little different kind of prison. It has maybe more than four walls and maybe quite a bit of food in there, but it's called our front door. And that's where we're at. So we need to learn to rejoice in this situation that we're in. We need to lift our hearts and our minds before the Lord in this hour, in this time. But then the next verse is my absolute favorite of all. In fact, I have termed it my life verse for many, many, many years. Verse 8. "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." Now, you know, it's amazing that God has given within us the power to grit our teeth and to change what we're thinking about. And when those bad thoughts and those negative thoughts come upon us, you need to read Philippians 4:8. It tells us to think on good things, and force yourself to think on good things. And as he promised in the earlier verse, the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. I think the battle that we have with whether it be with depression, sometimes it just seems uncontrollable. Sometimes it seems beyond our power. But the truth is, it's God's power that will help us through. And not saying you'll just be able to jump out of it instantly, but we need to work on controlling what we think about. We need to work on thinking about good things And we need to resist the devil, 1 Peter 5 tells us, and he will flee from us. That's the truth. See, Satan tries to work on our minds. And if we will resist the devil, he will flee from us. And we've got to resist and say, no, I'm not going to think about those things. And, it's easier for some than it is for others. But wow, this is a battle that we need to win right now in the 2020s. I'm like you. I want the 2020s to leave. But in the midst of it, we must rejoice in the Lord always. And we must not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition and thanksgiving, present our requests to God. And then we need to think upon good things and upon right things. I hope this is an encouraging and a helpful matter. You might just try, if you're laying in the depths of despair, you might try getting up and grabbing a rag and washing the dishes, or maybe it's scrubbing the floors, or do something that will force you. Turn on some Christian music and say, Lord, I'm not going to think like that. I'm going to think on good things and right things. And you might be just surprised what God will do in your heart and in your mind. I hope the 28th of July and every day after will be good for you, and that God will bless you in every way. Our circumstances aren't always good, but they weren't for Paul either. And he said, rejoice. So today, let us rejoice. God bless you. Thank you.